Hi everybody, Miss Hudson here. Today I'm going to read to you a book called Rainbow Weaver, and it was written by Linda Elovitz Marshall and made by Elisa Shavari. Rainbow Weaver. High in the mountains above Lake Atitlan, Ishel watched her mother weave thread into fabric as beautiful as a rainbow. The fabric had blues as clear as the sky, reds as bright as the flowers, and yellows as golden as the corn. "Mamma," Ishel asked, "may I weave too?" Her mother shook her head. "Not now, Ishel," she answered. "This cloth is for the market. If it brings a good price, it will help pay for your school and books." In and out, in and out. Ishel's mother and neighbors wove on backstrap looms. They wove as their mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers had done before them, as Mayan women had done for more than 2,000 years. After a while, Ishel asked, "Mama, may I weave now?" Again her mother shook her head. "Count threads with me, my love. I'll show you how we make designs." Ishel and her mother counted together. Hun, ka-eh, ox-eh, kaj-eh. With each additional color, the cloth grew longer and the design prettier. Ishel reached for some thread. "Please?" she asked. "No, my love," answered her mother. "You are still too young and there is no extra thread." Ishel crossed her arms and studied the hard-packed dirt of the yard. "I want to weave. I want to help pay for my books and school, too," she thought. But she didn't say anything. Instead, she walked toward the milpa, the field where the villagers planted corn, beans, and squash. Plastic bags littered the path. Day after day, more bags were tossed from windows of passing vehicles or discarded by people returning from market. No one could use all the bags, and there was nowhere to put them. Pushing the bags aside, Ishel gathered branches and sticks. Some of the sticks were long and some were short. She carried the sticks and branches home, then tied them together. "What are you doing?" a neighbor asked. "Making a loom," Ishel answered. Her mother smiled. "But Ishel," she said, "we don't have any extra thread." "I know, Mama," she answered. "I won't take any." Ishel tied one end of her loom to a tree. Then she gathered tall blades of pahone grass. Sitting on the ground, Ishel joined the blades of grass together by knotting the end of one blade to the end of another until she made a long chain. Then she pushed the batten over and under, back and forth, turning the blades of grass into fabric. When the fabric was finished, it was too small to be a doormat or even a placemat. It was too scratchy to wear as a bracelet. Worst of all, it was a dull greenish white. The fabric was far too small, far too scratchy, and far too dull for anyone to buy. Ishel knew it would never sell. I wonder if she'll give up. Disappointed, Ishel took another walk. Climbing the path villagers took to bring sheep up the mountain, she saw a clump of black wool hanging from a branch. Ishel tucked the wool under her belt. She noticed more clumps of black and white wool dotting the grasses, sticks, and plants. Eshell gathered this wool and tucked it under her belt too. At home, Eshell turned and twisted the wool, spinning it into a long, thick strand of yarn. Then over and under, back and forth, she pushed the batten and wove the yarn into fabric. Eshell looked at what she had woven. The fabric was thick and heavy. The colors were boring. Tiny pieces of grass and dirt were stuck in the fabric. The weaving was far too thick, far too boring, and far too dirty for anyone to buy. Another disappointment. I wonder what she'll do. Tears rolled down Eshell's cheeks. There's no way my weaving will sell in the market, she thought. No way I can help. Wiping her tears, Eshell headed toward the meal pot again. Along the way, she kicked aside a plastic bag. Red, purple, orange, green, yellow, and blue bags were everywhere. They were in the fields, drooping from branches, and clogging roads and ditches. There were so many bags, it was hard for her to walk. Angry, Eshell picked up a bag. She ripped it to shreds. Suddenly, she had an idea. Eshell gathered bag after colorful bag. She took the bags home, washed them, and hung them to dry. "Now what are you doing?" another neighbor asked. Eshell smiled. "You'll see," she answered. By the next day, the bags were dry. Eshell cut each bag into long, thin strips. She tied the strips together. Sitting at her loom, Eshell pushed the batten over and under, back and forth, weaving until she had used all the strips. The fabric was short, but it was clean and colorful. It had blues as clear as the sky, reds as bright as the flowers, and yellows as golden as the corn. The fabric looked like a beautiful rainbow, almost as pretty as the weavings of her mother, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers before her. Wondering what else she could make with plastic bags, Eshell headed back to the mealpah. As she gathered more bags, the path looked cleaner and the countryside prettier. When Eshell returned home, her mother and neighbors were waiting with colorful plastic bags. "We saw what you were doing," said a neighbor. "We wanted to help." "And without the bags everywhere, our village looks pretty again," said another neighbor. Eshell thanked them. Then she handed the weaving to her mother and said, "My first rainbow." Her mother hugged her close. "It's beautiful, my love," she said. "Thank you, Mama," Eshell said. "But do you think it will sell?" "Let's take it to the market and see," said her mother. At the market the next day, Eshell and her mother watched as people walked by the stalls. Finally, a woman stopped. She picked up Eshell's weaving and asked, "Did you make this?" When Eshell nodded, the woman smiled. Her weaving sold, and for a very good price. Eshell beamed with happiness. Now she could help pay for her books and school. And like her mother, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers before her, Eshell had woven a rainbow. That's the end of Rainbow Weaver. Thanks for reading with me. Bye bye.